Welcome back to another episode of Shawn Thinking Out Loud. I'm your host, Shawn Armstrong, coming to you from my secret hideout in beautiful Brazil. Hope you're all doing well today. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's dive into some pressing issues that are stirring up conversations everywhere. In this episode, I want to dive into something that's been particularly upsetting and, frankly, quite shocking. It revolves around a pediatrician named Dr. Christina B. Props, who has recently found herself in hot water after making some deeply disturbing comments following a tragic incident that claimed the lives of over 100 individuals, including many innocent children. Can you believe it? In an astonishing display of insensitivity, she suggested that these victims were supporters of President Trump and implied that they got what they voted for. The audacity of such remarks is staggering, especially coming from someone entrusted with the care of children. It's unfathomable to think that a medical professional would connect a horrific loss of life to political affiliation in such a callous manner. This not only raises serious ethical questions about her fitness to practice, but also highlights a broader issue in our society, the increasing divisiveness and lack of compassion in political discourse. How do we get to a point where empathy takes a backseat to partisan rhetoric? This incident serves as a stark reminder of the need for greater sensitivity and understanding, especially in the face of tragedy. It's crucial for us to reflect on how we discuss these events and consider the human lives affected by our words, because at the end of the day, we're all part of the same community, regardless of our political beliefs. This incident has left many of us scratching our heads, wondering how we got to a place where such callous statements can be made, especially by someone in the medical profession. It's almost unfathomable, isn't it? When we think about the oath that doctors take to do no harm, it feels like a betrayal when we hear words that seem to disregard empathy and understanding. This unsettling moment highlights a disturbing trend we're witnessing, people becoming increasingly divorced from reality and decency. It's not just an isolated comment. It reflects a broader societal shift where compassion is often overshadowed by insensitivity. We see this in various sectors, from politics to everyday interactions, where the stakes are high but the humanity seems low. As we navigate through these times, it's crucial for us to pause and reflect on our values. Are we allowing ourselves to become numb to the struggles of others? Conversations that lack kindness can create rifts in our communities, eroding trust and understanding. Ultimately, we must advocate for a return to empathy, not just in healthcare but in all aspects of life, because fostering genuine connections is what will help us heal as a society. The camp where this tragedy occurred has been a cherished haven for families for nearly a century, 99 camp sessions to be precise. Nestled among towering trees and vibrant meadows, it's a place where generations have sent their kids not just for fun and adventure, but also for invaluable experiences in learning and bonding with the great outdoors. From canoeing on serene lakes to hiking through lush trails, campers have often embraced the joys of nature. So when the National Weather Service issued warnings about severe weather looming on the horizon, it was just another alert that many took with a grain of salt. After all, summer storms are a common occurrence. However, no one could have predicted the sheer intensity of what was to come. Just 90 minutes later, an unrelenting torrent unleashed itself upon the campgrounds, transforming peaceful paths into rushing rivers as 12 feet of water cascaded down an overwhelming surge. The panic that followed was palpable, families scrambling to find safety and staff desperately trying to secure the campers as nature unleashed its fury in a way no one had ever experienced before. It was a sobering reminder that even in places designed for joy and connection, nature's power can quickly turn a day of fun into a fight for survival. The nature of this disaster is horrifying enough without dragging political affiliations into it. This was an unpredicted natural disaster, nothing more, nothing less. It's a stark reminder of the unpredictable power of nature and how it can wreak havoc on innocent lives in the blink of an eye. For a doctor, someone who has sworn to protect and care for others, to respond in such a politically charged manner is not just sad, it's truly tragic. These are human lives we're talking about. Families torn apart, communities devastated, all in the wake of an event that none of us could foresee or control. Using this tragedy as fodder for political theater is simply sickening and diminishes the gravity of the situation. Instead of coming together to mourn and support these affected, It feels like some are more interested in scoring points rather than providing solace or solutions. In times like these, we should be focusing on compassion and healing rather than divisive rhetoric. The need of the hour is unity and understanding, not finger pointing or opportunism. Let's remember that behind every statistic is a story, a loved one lost, and a community that needs our help, not our politics. Now, shifting gears to something that we were told never happens, voter fraud. Recent news out of Texas has sent shockwaves through the political landscape, revealing that 15 individuals have been arrested in connection with a vote harvesting operation, an illegal scheme that raises serious questions about the integrity of our electoral process. Among those charged are not just ordinary citizens, but former officials and candidates, including Juan Manuel Medina, who once held the prominent position of chair for the Bexar County Democratic Party. This revelation is particularly alarming because it contradicts the widespread narrative that voter fraud is merely a myth, perpetuated by those seeking to undermine public confidence in elections. The details surrounding the case underscore the complexities of voter registration and ballot collection, where individuals may have exploited their positions for personal gain, potentially disenfranchising legitimate voters in the process. As investigations unfold and more information comes to light, many are left wondering how deep this issue runs and what measures can be implemented to restore faith in our democratic systems. Voter ID. It's a stark reminder that vigilance is essential when it comes to safeguarding our votes, something we all must rally around, regardless of our political affiliations. Isn't it interesting how these stories often go underreported? It's almost like there's a hidden agenda at play, where certain narratives simply don't get the airtime they deserve. If the roles were reversed and these individuals were Republican, I can guarantee it would be front-page news everywhere. Just think about it. How many times have we seen major news outlets explode with coverage when members of one party are involved in any sort of controversy? The headlines practically write themselves. Yet, when similar situations arise involving those from a different political spectrum, it feels as though the spotlight flickers out, leaving important issues buried beneath layers of bias. This discrepancy raises crucial questions about media fairness and accountability. Why do certain stories seem to vanish into obscurity while others dominate the conversation? It's a reminder that, in our fast-paced news cycle, the narrative we engage with is often shaped by what is prioritized or overlooked by those in control of the information flow. And as consumers of news, we should remain vigilant and curious, always questioning why some voices are amplified while others struggle to be heard. Speaking of elections, let's take a moment to reflect on the past and all the drama that unfolded during the 2020 election. It's hard to forget the fervor surrounding the voting process, where in-person ballots seemed to paint a picture of Trump winning convincingly across all 50 states, but then, when it came to mail-in ballots, the narrative flipped dramatically, with Biden securing victories even in areas that had long been considered conservative strongholds. This stark contrast raised eyebrows and sparked heated debates about the integrity of various voting methods. Many people began questioning the practices surrounding mail-in voting, particularly regarding ballot harvesting, an issue that some states embraced while others fiercely opposed. In a world where every vote counts and trust in the electoral process is paramount, these discrepancies only fueled conspiracy theories and skepticism among voters. It's fascinating to see how much such a pivotal moment in our democratic process can lead to such division and uncertainty, reminding us just how complex and critical our electoral system really are. As they say, where there's smoke, there's fire, and it seems like there's a lot of smoke surrounding this issue. So, to summarize this episode, we've touched on the tragic loss of life at a camp due to an unpredictable natural disaster, and how some have chosen to politicize that tragedy in an utterly disgraceful manner. We also explored the ongoing conversation about election integrity with the recent arrest in Texas, a significant story that deserves our attention regardless of political affiliation. Before we wrap up, I'd like to invite you all to tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for The Federalists. We delve deep into the motivations behind our U.S. Constitution through historical perspectives. Additionally, if you're interested in exploring topics like politics, history, martial arts, or even firearms, I've written extensively on these subjects. You can find my audiobooks and ebooks linked in the description below. Thank you for joining me If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing and sharing it with friends. Until next time, stay informed and keep thinking critically.